It's good having these old songs back. Hey. It's midday. It's midday. I am looking at the bottom of the screen now because I've decided to... So, here's the deal. This thing... Where is it? This thing does not like multiple display ports. It runs off a display port and a USB. But it don't like any more display ports in the graphics card, which is understandable. So my monitors are now run off HDMI, which it is what it is. It is what it is. And I did have a. It's just there. It's. Do you know what? I guess I can plug this. I guess I can unplug it, which isn't ideal. But I got this on eBay. It's not eBay. Amazon. Bit dusty. Lovely portable monitor. I think it's like a 15-inch. It's got like a little stand, magnetic stand here, and I had it underneath. And once upon a time, I had my main monitor, which is here, and then my vertical monitor, which is there, and then the little monitor, which was underneath. Nice little 3 sort of monitor setup. But obviously, the Pimax, yeah, doesn't like multiple display ports, because I could have 2 HDMIs, so one for the portable monitor, which is all it runs off, HDMI for one of the screens, and display port for the main screen, and obviously display port for the VR. But no, so I've lost one monitor, which isn't ideal. I'm gonna see if I can utilize this monitor in some way. Technically, I could have it doing flight radar, but I need flight radar on my screen. So right now, my vertical monitor, luckily because it's a 27-inch vertically, I've got, ideally now, which is a bit better because I couldn't do it on that little 15-inch one. I've got YouTube at the top there. I've got flight radar in the middle, and then OBS at the bottom, just so I can keep on tab on things. They're not massive screens, but you know, if I'm looking at it, they are literally nearly enough. Yeah, about the same size as like a tablet on each. You know, I've got 3 tablet-sized screens there, so it works. Anyway, let's get into this. We are doing more virtual plane spotting today. Again, not everyone's cup of tea. I have got more live streams lined up tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. I will be taking a look at Flight Tampa's Las Vegas update. So version 3, it's now on version 3.1, but I will talk about everything I've discovered and show you around and give you my opinions on Las Vegas by Flight Tampa. And then on Monday, I'll be taking not taking a step back, but I will be looking back at some not old sceneries, but older sceneries by Zewiecki Designs. You know that I did do his new Warsaw random scenery recently, which is a freeware. After that, I really wanted to go and have a look at more of his Polish scenery. So I've got Warsaw chopping, and then I've also got his Katowice, which is his, I think his latest payware one, I believe, is most up to date payware one. So on Monday 7:30 p.m, so another evening one, I'll be taking a look at those in greater detail, because I've only had a quick little look. Like I've mentioned multiple times over these live streams, I like to when I'm looking at sceneries on airports for the first time, I like to just go in, get the thumbnail, and then get back out, and then keep all the reaction for you guys and for myself on the live stream, because I think it's a bit better that way. As you can see, we're at Heathrow. We're in iniBuilds Heathrow now. I'm not gonna lie. This hasn't been the most stablest recently. It's a bit of a shame. It has had a few recent updates, Heathrow, and it's a bit of a stutter mess. Frame rates aren't great. But what I've also noticed finally is that the default scenery now disables automatically, so you don't need to go and fiddle with that anymore. You don't need to go and fiddle with disabling any default Heathrows. in the simulator, which is fantastic because it didn't take long, but it was a bit of a pain in the ass, wasn't it? But yeah, it's a bit of a it's not the best. Last night it was insanely bad. I don't know what was going on. A bit better now. It's most likely due to stuff that's going on my computer, because I've not really had Heathrow play up a lot on when I've had it on. So again, we're using PSXT and we're using RealTraffic. We're going to be injecting the traffic as it's happening at Heathrow. Again, real time is a bit of a stretch, I guess. We're looking at about 15 to 30 seconds delay. I've noticed some aircraft are really spot on as well. So what we'll do is we'll actually get, let me actually get flight radar on here for you guys. There we go. And because flight radar is active. Also as well, Heathrow's a really nice shape to fit a window, so we can start clicking around and looking at that. So PSXT with RealTraffic, if it begins to work, what's going on? Now, RealTraffic is a paid subscription, guys, as I've mentioned a few times. I've got the 24-day trial, which I most likely won't be carrying on with. It's not something I really want to keep hold of. I can't see any use for me personally. This has been great doing the live streams, but as I say, they're not for everyone's cup of tea. Now, listen, I'm not going to lie. If these live streams were paying for the subscription, I'd absolutely keep hold of it. I don't see any problem with that. If you want to have a monthly subscription with RealTraffic, it's about £8 to £9. I would recommend getting the 24-day trial, which will cost about £6 to £7. It's in US dollars. It is linked in the description below. You do also need some kind of model traffic program, so FSLTL, Just Flight Traffic, AIG. Obviously, Just Flight Traffic is paid, so to keep subscription costs down, or at least costs down, I would recommend just getting yourselves FSLTL if you are interested in this, and PSXT is free. It is dead easy, guys. Once you pay for your real-time subscription, you put your serial or email into the program. You tell RealTraffic to use PSXT. PSXT loads, it goes green, and then things start to inject, and it's really, really cool. What I'm also going to be doing on this live stream, I am looking over there, folks, because that's where my screen is, where I've got everything, so I do apologise. I'm not really addressing the camera. I'm awful at that anyway. Now, unfortunately, Heathrow are using 09s, runway 09 right for departures and 09 left for arrivals, which spotting wise isn't amazing, but what I want to do in this live stream as well is I've linked it in the description below, or at least I hope I have. Let me have a little look before I carry on and make and that not be a thing. Let's have a little look. Yeah, so in the description below there is Flight Control Spotter by Fabio, or Flight Control Tools, the creator of Flight Control Replay, of course, and we've got a little bit of a showcase here on this stream as well, just to show you guys what it's about. Now, I haven't actually downloaded the newest update. That's what I was forgetting. Oh, I do apologize. Oh, that's a pain. I haven't downloaded the latest update. I do apologize, folks, because that's something I needed to do. It's something I needed to do. Right. It's something I needed to do. Something I needed to do. No, that's the wrong one. Why? No. Are they mixed up? They've both got 2020. I apologize. They've both got 2020 links in them for some reason. Let's have a little look. Yeah, see, that's 2020. Right, okay. So the links that have been sent actually don't have a 2024 link in them for some reason. I will have to tell Fabio that. I know he did send me a link, but basically version 1.1 is now out of Flight Control Spotter. Added points of interest, management, fixed spot and view tower, enable disable button behavior, resolved empty tower view spot issues, removed automatic pause when selecting tower and spot view, font size adapts to screen resolution, which is fantastic, drones zoom set to 70 for improved aircraft tracking, adjustment altitude calculation for tower and spot views, introduced aircraft pause when switching to spot view beyond 30 nautical miles. So it is linked in the description below. Unfortunately, guys, luckily the actual links that I've got here don't contain a 2024 link. For some reason, I will get on to Fabio about that, just because luckily I can't show you it anyway. But in terms of the actual program, it becomes active in your toolbar. Now what I'm going to show you guys is, bear with us, I'm in a truck, but which is completely oversized for what it should be. It makes me look tiny. I'm in the follow car. But what I'd recommend doing is actually using avatar mode when using Flight Control Spotter, because it then takes the avatar there, and I've noticed. Now hopefully 1.1 hasn't stopped that as a feature, because for example, if I go into my Heathrow, so obviously it will load your custom locations in for wherever you are. Now you've got tower view and you've got a load of predetermined ones as well, like runway and the gates as well. If you press on them, it will take you there. Now in avatar mode, it will take the avatar there, I've noticed. So we are now actually on the active runway, and you will see the message on the screen. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stop that today, because it just seems to be a bit of a, I don't know what's going on with it. But in my personal use case, it's actually an Etihad A380 landing at the minute. Get off the runway. Should see that go past. For me, my use case with Flight Control Spotter would be to better use it with situations like this live stream. So what you can do is you can actually load your own custom views. Now you'll see some of them here are actual spotting locations around Heathrow. Here's the A380. Spot on. Just got a bit of buffering there, guys. I do apologise if it is buffering. So on the screen here, you'll actually see Flight Control Spotter's custom menu, where I've gone ahead and set up predetermined locations. Now to do that, you have to basically position your aircraft using slew mode. There's probably other ways to do it. I used slew mode, put the aircraft where I want it to be, and then save the location. Basically, to do that, it's spot view, get data from user. I think you probably could use avatar mode, but you would have to take your avatar there to the closest spot. But all you would do is get user plane data. Not too sure if it's going to actually save this location with avatar, but we could see. So we can go to the ASDA. So the ASDA is a little petrol station. It's a real spot. I was there for a number of hours in real life. If I click on it, it might be because it's in avatar mode. Possibly. Possibly. It did work for me last time, though. Interesting. Oh, it's because it's paused it. This is what the latest update has solved. Basically the pausing of it. Now I can't seem to scroll through this for some reason. What's the pause button? So there you go, guys. That's so 1.1 has solved that. So version 1.1 of this program has solved the pause, and which basically will cause issues like that. But now you can see we're at the petrol station, which is a pretty cool spot actually. This I would say is probably the best. They generally never use 09 rights for arrivals, but it would be perfect for that. This is good for 27 left departures, and you get some really nice departing shots of the aircraft going up. Right now they're using 09 right for departures, so as you can see there's actually a Virgin Dreamliner currently departing. I apologise, guys, there's some really bad I don't know if it's doing it for you guys, so I do apologise if that's the case. Just so as you can see, there's actually a Virgin Dreamliner currently. Right now they're using now. Yeah, it is buffering for me on here as well. I apologise, I don't know why. But I do apologise. I apologise greatly because there seems to be a bit of buffering, and I haven't messed with any. Hopefully I can turn the bitrate down as I'm streaming. I think I can. Again, apologies. Apparently you can turn the bitrate down, so I have turned it down. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. Apologies again, I apologise. For anyone who's tuned in, we are live at Heathrow right now. We are actually using real-time traffic with PSXT and RealTraffic. On the screen you can see currently, let's grab the the American Airlines special is in now. Obviously it isn't gonna give me that, unfortunately, but the actual special flagship retro livery is actually departing out of Heathrow at the minute. It must be a fantastic spot for the Heathrow spotters, but as you can see on our screens right now, it is actually just showing a normal American Airlines triple. This is another thing that this program is also a bit of a downside to, is it will not grab real liveries. In some cases it will substitute the aircraft as well. So A330 300s, for example, may be there as an A330 Neo. Got a KLM just taxiing out on this taxiway, which is pretty cool to see, actually. Didn't see that while I was there, but obviously those guys using the taxiway, the southernmost taxiway down by Terminal 4 and the cargo bay as well, to get onto the departing runway, which is quite cool. More about this spot. Well, I am sorry that I've still got flight control spotter still active. This spot, as you can see, it is modelled by iniBuilds. It is a petrol station on this active dual carriageway. Now, Heathrow's quite good with its transport around the airport. You can get a bus and then walk all the way down here. The bus doesn't come down here, but you can get it to the cargo bay. Walk round. The walk's quite nice, actually. You can walk all the way down here on the footpath, and then it's you know what? It's a little grass sort of space here. There's no verge. It won't take you over the top of the fences, so you're only really going to get a view of. This is really only good for 27 left departures, so when the aircraft is fully over the fence in viewpoint. But it's buffering again. Why is it buffering? I apologise for the buffering, guys. This is terrible. It really is terrible. I never have this trouble. Never have the trouble of buffering. So I do apologise. Right now they're using 09 right for departure. So as you can see, there's actually a Virgin Dreamliner currently. Yeah, I do apologise for the buffering. My bit rate is basically exactly the same as what I've used it for every other live stream. So I apologise for the buffering, guys. This is terrible. It really is terrible. I never have. Yeah, I'm not too sure what it is. It is what it is, guys. I think I'm just gonna have to deal with it. You will too, because it's exactly what I've used before. Anyway, I'm going to get on with it. If it buffers, it'll come back on, but again, I can only apologise. So flight control spotted. As I say, I do apologise. There is 1.1 out now. It is available. Right now, I haven't been able to download the newest one. Again, massive apologies. But basically, when you've set up all of your actual location spots, now they don't have to be real ones. They can be whatever you choose. But I like to kind of mimic the real life ones. So 27 left departure reservoir should take you to the reservoir. I think sometimes you do have to go back. It will take you back to your default spot. Now this is right next to the reservoir. Now again, this is a spot in, not to the point, but it is a spot in real life where, for anyone with a better zoom lens, again, buffering again. Why are you buffering? I apologise, folks. I don't know what's going on with it. I've put the bitrate down completely now. Like, the bitrate is down to the point of where... Why are you buffering? I apologise, folks. To the point where the actual resolution is going to be dead poor, which I don't understand. Bear with us 1 second, folks. All basically I've done there is just stop the streaming on OBS and reconnect it. I don't know if it's going to make a bit of difference, so... yeah, I can only apologise. It's not ideal because obviously I do have other live streams to do, but luckily I will have some new pre-recorded videos very soon because I have been capturing footage for those. So there is going to be a lot of editing going on in this room soon, which sometimes it's therapeutic for me. So not too bad. 09 left on the grass. Now this is a great spot for what we need today. So if you go to 09 left on the grass, you will be put in another location which I believe is used by spotters, and this will give you a very, very good view of 09 arrivals, 09 left arrivals. Now, have we lost traffic? Have we been completely... We might have, mightn't we? Oh no, actually. Have they changed direction? Have they changed runways? So it looks like they have gone to single runway ops. Something must have happened on 09 left, which is interesting. So they're now using 09 right. A Qatar from Doha 777 is coming in now. Very, very interesting. Again, if the stream buffers, folks, I unfortunately I'm out of ideas for this one today. So right now, Heathrow looks like it's on single runway ops, which isn't ideal. And what we'll do in this case, let's see what's going on in the airspace around Heathrow. Oh, hang on, they're doing dual. So no, they're not. But that Qatar that Qatar decided to use See, I know they do dual runways, but I thought that was in the morning, but maybe they do it in the daytime as well. So we do have other aircraft inbound. First of which is a 787-10 or X, British Airways, onto 09 left. This one coming in from Seattle. Registration in real life is Golf Zulu Bravo Lima Lima. It's a Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner from Seattle, and it left 9 hours and 18 minutes ago. Not bad, 9 hours to Seattle, that is it. Seems a bit wrong. Is that right? 9 hours to Seattle? Again, if you have a look, the animations, or at least the movement of the aircraft is pants. It's terrible. Especially when it comes side on, you'll start seeing the jitteriness. Not every aircraft does that. Here we go, nicely down, spoilers out. So yeah, that Qatar actually must have just requested, and I guess they can do, they requested a landing on 09 right, which can only mean, I can imagine that's going to go to Terminal, yeah, that's why, it's going to Terminal 4. I know that can be the case at Heathrow and many airports, that they can request runways closer to the terminal. There is actually a Lufthansa that has already squawked 700. That's come back, actually. So that Lufthansa to Munich has just come back. It took off. Ooh, there's a KC 135 Stratotanker heading right over the top of Heathrow at the minute. But yeah, that Lufthansa A320 from Munich has come all the way back. Don't know if we can see it. There it is there. Now, another thing with this program is it does like to basically deactivate. This Barcelona to London flight, British Airways A320, left 1 hour and 55 minutes ago from Barcelona. Golf Tango Tango Golf Tango Tango November Hotel. Not bad landing. Yeah, it does have a tendency to want to just deactivate, which it might have actually done then, you know. No, it hasn't. Again, performance not amazing at the minute. I will get the warning on the screen about performance when I zoom in. That's normal. I always get that. What have we got going on? We do have an Air Canada 777 from Vancouver, left 9 hours 25 minutes ago. 777-300 Charlie Foxtrot India uniform whiskey, but for some reason I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Spot on. Again, if you are joining the live stream, apologies, or you have been watching, apologise for the buffering. I don't know if it's done it again. I haven't noticed it, but if it has, I do apologise. Anyone attempting to rewatch this, again, just skip forward, guys. I don't, you know, it doesn't bode well for tomorrow's live stream, but it might be the fact that we've got live traffic on. It might be the fact that we've got flight radar sitting off as well, and OBS. I don't know, and obviously the simulator's streaming as well, so I don't know, but it's not happened before. Now, funnily enough, this Air Canada is in the proper aircraft, in the proper livery. Not going to have the proper registration, I don't think. Although sometimes, you know, it may get lucky. Can't tell because it's shaking that much. Again, that's what you got to realize with these kind of programs, is that, you know, it's taking tracking from. Also, it's taking tracking, obviously. It's doing its best, and to be very honest, that isn't too bad actually, if you consider that it's where it is, and that's where it is on screen, so that's where it is on flight radar, and that's where it is on the sim. Not too bad at all. What we will do in this stream as well, while they're using this pattern, they will use this pattern till they might stick with it. I know it was like this last night. I was testing a bit of it last night. It was on the same runway designations. Generally, if they're coming in on 27s at 3 o'clock, they will switch. But we can definitely head over to Myrtle Avenue and catch the departures later on in the stream and see how it goes. Again, if you are enjoying the stream, if you are rewatching, please do leave a like. Again, massive apologies for the buffering situation. I'm not too sure why that's happening. I'm not too sure how much of an impact me turning the bitrate down. Still seems to be, yeah, still seems to be doing it at 2K, which is fantastic. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? I can't do much else. This A320, British Airways again, A320 Neo, heading from Nice. I know it's Nice. Golf Tango November Kilo. Do you know what? If it's not a massive deal, if you wanted real-time injected traffic, it's not too bad, but I just wish it wouldn't make this weird jitteriness. And I know that the other AI traffic solutions aren't amazing either when it comes to sort of aircraft movements. For me, this is better when it comes to sort of no aircraft overflying the airport, like low level and just going past the stupid weird thing routes. You know, these aircraft do actually come from the approach path. They depart and go exactly the way that they are in real life. When the taxiing, sometimes they sort of drift off. Right now, this British Airways actually is turning quite nicely. But yeah, I think for me, I would actually subscribe if it was the movement was a bit better. TAP Air Portugal, Lisbon to London, Airbus A320 Neo, Charlie Sierra, Tango Victor Charlie. Flight time of around 2.5 hours. Is that the right registration? It was nearly the right registration. It just had the G at the end of that. Golf, not Charlie. Nice. Also, I'm not too sure that's where they actually land. I've noticed that they get their back wheels down sort of a bit earlier than probably what they actually do at Heathrow. But it is what it is. Oh, right, okay. I'll have to sort that out later. Next in, Virgin from Cancun. It's a 787-9 Dreamliner. Virgin Dreamliner. And then you can see this is definitely going to touch wheel a lot sooner than it should, but I've noticed they're all like that on this particular runway. That one was Golf Victor Alpha Hotel with a flight time of 8 hours and 6 minutes. But yeah, if you are watching, I again, apologies, but thank you for tuning in. Again, not everyone's cup of tea. I think this sort of stream probably mostly likely is a background kind of stream. Definitely something that you'd stick on in the background and probably glance over. Or am I being too nice? It's fun. I do like the fact that we can see the aircraft on screen there and see where they've been and see them on the simulator. I think it's great. Again, some things are really poorly implemented, but yeah. The other spot you can go to at Heathrow, but again, there is warnings with this. I am using live weather, by the way, guys. I don't know how spot on the weather is. Another spot you can go to for the aircraft would be 09 arrivals or departures. Would be the actual terminal car park or the terminal entrance to Terminal 5, which again, I don't know how security is or policing. We are also getting more buffering for some reason. Don't know why. Stream excellence. Oh, it's completely just went off now. Yeah, again, noticing more buffering here. Again, I can only apologise. Just in time for the lovely Egypt Air 777. But again, yeah, this is at the top of Terminal 5 entrance. Now, again, I don't know what policing or security is like, but I would certainly cautiously come here if you wanted to spot in real life. Yeah, streaming signal excellent, but I'm still getting buffering, so you can also see now we've had the program PSXT has, for example, this is a good thing. You can see it's actually stopped injecting traffic. It's gone red on the actual app, and now it's gone green. Again, another reason why I probably wouldn't stick to keeping the subscription active, just because it's not spot on, is it? It's not stable enough for me. If you wanted to do a continuous stream, you can see all the aircraft are now coming back into life. No stutteriness there though, absolutely spot on. Hi, Rob. I'm all right, mate. Apart from the fact that my stream keeps buffering, and I never usually have this issue. I usually have issues where something will crash and my stream will turn off, like OBS will crash and then it'll go off. But not buffering. I generally don't have that issue with buffering. I don't know what's going on today with it, because according to me speed test. Oh no, hang on. My upload speed isn't great. That's not great. But I tell you what, since PSXT has re-injected the traffic, the movement is spot on. Absolutely no jitteriness from the aircraft, which is great to see. But apart from that, Rob, I'm absolutely fine. How are you? Mostly British Airways on the way in. In fact, we've got about 5 or 6. What we might do, guys, is let's head. Let's use Flight Control Spotter and head to good old Myrtle Avenue, which I still didn't get to do when I went there. Hopefully next time I go back to Heathrow, I'm able to spot at Myrtle Avenue. A bit of rain coming down here at Heathrow now as well, which probably isn't great for visibility. But as you can see, we're at well, apparently we were at Myrtle Avenue. Where are we here? I guess that's the back of Myrtle Avenue. That's technically where it is. This probably might be a better spot, in all honesty. But yeah, a bit rainy now. Very, very jittery on the stream. Yeah, I just noticed it's actually smooth, which is cool. I'm well, thanks for asking. No worries, mate. Thanks. You know what, mate? Thanks for asking, and it's good to hear that you're doing well. Just again, I wish this wasn't the buffer fest that it's turning out to be. I'm not too sure why. I can only imagine. It's upload speed that might be it. Yeah, I can only imagine it's the upload speed. The upload speed I'm getting right now is absolutely dreadful. Are you using FSLTL models? I don't think I am, Rob, mate. I think I'm using Just Flights. There's some horses near Myrtle Avenue. I think there actually is near there, which is actually pretty good. Actually, the spot did take me to Myrtle Avenue, because there's my avatar there, standing in the rain. I think I'm using Just Flight models, if I'm going to be totally honest, mate. Let's have a little look. No, I'm actually I'm using FSLTL models. I think that was purely just to keep performance good. Yeah. You can tell FSLTL models, they've got, you know, quite a lot of polygons going on. Like the engine cowl and the wheels are all a lot nicer on the Just Flight ones. So we're just at the back of Myrtle Avenue, just for the sake of distance, but totally honest, the weather at Heathrow is terrible. So what I might do here now is, guys, I might chuck it back to some nicer weather, because Although technically it's not, we're getting out the real-time territory here, it's still injecting real-time traffic. There's a Delta Airlines A330. Heading off to Seattle. Bit of jitteriness there. Purely because the arrivals don't seem to be as exotic as the arrivals are not exotic in terms of airlines or planes at the minute. I have decided to just come to the departures, but to be quite honest, what I might do is just pop ourselves on the Hilton. Now, this is another spot. Now, I don't know if you need to stay at the Hilton to go up here. I'm going to have to investigate more, but basically on the top of the Hilton here, there is an observation deck with access to both sides. Now, you're not really going to see them arrive too much. But you are going to see both runways, so you're going to be able to see what's going on both runways, which is pretty cool. But I have seen people up on here on social media. There's the BEA retro livery, which I believe is getting scrapped, which is terrible. I've seen it once, but I believe it is getting scrapped. Now, I believe right now the reason why my streams are buffering is upload speed, so hopefully it's going to improve, because right now my upload speed is absolutely garbage, and it's hang on, upload speed now improved. Okay, so what's going on? Touch wood, that's why we haven't had any more bufferings. I wish St. Etienne's would somehow find a way to inject real-time traffic based on, but it would be awesome, as I'm using St. Etienne's for ATC, and obviously, exactly, yeah. So this is the thing, Rob. I've said this on a few of these sort of live, plane spotting, I guess, live streams, is that this is really only going to be useful for I honestly, this kind of thing, virtual plane spotting, or I don't know, creators doing, I guess, cinematics and trailers, just to have the airport injected. But you can do that with FSLTL a lot. Well, it's free, and you can do it a lot easier. I don't see the use case for this in any other scenario. That's the thing. Because you can't actively fly when the sim's like this. There's no ATC. The aircraft aren't actually taking any notice of you. There's no system there. It's not like St. Etienne's and beyond ATC. The aircraft are not self-aware. They're not using any pattern. They're using what basically ADS-B or flight radar is giving them. So it is pretty useless for any kind of flying in the sim. Simply watching the planes. I know there's a lot of channels now jumping on this. or at least not jumping on it, but they are. They've been using it for a while, and make a channel out of virtual live stream, virtual plane spotting, which is fantastic. You know, it is a nice thing to have on. Was that a 757 that's just departed? A 767? That looked like a 757, that, didn't it? And I'm pretty sure FSLT. That's why I switched it back, because I don't think Just Flight has 767 models. I'm pretty sure that was a 757. I know Delta are still using 757s very actively. So are United, I think, as well. So, but like I said at the start of the stream, I've noticed that with the latest updates of Heathrow by iniBuilds, you don't need to disable the default scenery anymore. That became a bit of a pain in the ass after a while, because every time you wanted to use Heathrow, you'd have to disable the default Heathrow. And yet it was a pain. Lovely A350 British Airways A350 1000 coming in from Phoenix. That's on the arrival to 09 left. Right now we are looking at the 09 right departures. We just had the JetBlue started to take off roll. In fact, it's still there at the end of the runway. It has just departed, that JetBlue. That JetBlue A321 long range heading back to New York, JFK. Don't know how I'd feel about using a narrow body on a long haul flight. I'm still worried when I do finally get the chance to do a flight like that. That JetBlue's actually gone off the screen now. You can see that. For some reason, the program just said, I can't be bothered anymore. It's departed. It's just taken off screen. Yeah, when I do get to do a long haul flight, I'll end up being on a narrow body. I can see it. This Virgin Dreamliner 787-9 Virgin heading over to Mumbai. Frame rate and everything seems to be a lot nicer now. You can see the JetBlue is actually injected back in. And if you look on flight radar, it is actually following the pattern, the bank and turn, heading west towards the Irish Sea and obviously towards the Atlantic. And then the Virgin as well, taking its right-hand turn, or sort of right-hand bank out. There's a United, that's a United 767, but that is definitely a 757. For some reason, it's using 757s on 76s. Now, I'm pretty certain FSLTL has got 767 models, which is interesting because we had this on the Atlanta live stream, where we ended up, we ended up in LAX and Orlando anyway in that stream, but we definitely turned the models over because Just Flight didn't have the 767 models. So that's interesting. On the roll out as well, we have a Virgin A3. We actually have an A330 Neo, which according to what I read, there's actually going to be 1 or 2 based in Manchester next year. This is actually depicted by an A350, which is interesting because I would have just put an A330 300. Not too sure why it's doing that. I have to say that movements of the planes are pretty good. That's impressive, luxurious movement. They are a bit better since it actually stopped injecting. And that's the only problem, Rob, that it will just stop injecting the planes and then reconnect automatically. When it did that, everything started becoming a bit smoother for some reason. It's not all good, mate. I mean, some of the times when they turn like they're on an ice rink. It's dead weird. I think that one there is that one. So that is an A319 heading out to... It's also taken the wrong turn, which is pretty weird. That's A319 heading out to Amsterdam. And then the A320... A321 behind it is now on the roll. That's heading out to Dublin. Just over on 09 left is an A350 1000. Not there. Where is he? Completely not there for some reason. Hang on. Where did I see that then? I don't know where I saw that. I completely got that wrong. It's a 777 with Air Canada. Also, what's that castle over there? I didn't realise there was a castle en route into Heathrow. But yeah, guys, I do apologise for the buffering if any other buffering is going to go on. But I do apologise. Anyone rewatching, just use a little tap forward, or forward on a bit, because it looks like it looks like it has stopped. Touch wood. That Euro wings up nice and early. A319. So heading off to Dusseldorf. Yeah, Dusseldorf. There's a bit of jitteriness there. You'll notice the sounds of pants as well. The sounds are terrible. Just on the rollout there, you can actually see an A380 British Airways heading off to the Dubai. Dubai. Couple of aircraft now on the taxi out. There is actually a Virgin A330 on the taxi out as well there. That one heading to Delhi. Is that a go around? No, it was just figuring out where it is. That's another thing that will happen as well, guys. It will do this kind of thing, where it looks like it's dropping. It's literally just trying to sort of recalibrate where it should be. That is a 787-9 with British Airways heading in from Doha. On the roll out currently is a 777-200 with British Airways heading off to Denver. So what I've done is I have disabled live weather. Purely because it was just the visibility was terrible, and obviously for a live stream I want you guys to be able to actually see the planes. So I've disabled live weather for now. We're still on real time, so we're obviously we're on what it is currently at Heathrow, which has just come to 1 o'clock. Although apparently not. I will correct that. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, I have just made the weather a tiny bit nicer. We've got more buffering. Of course we have. Why? Why are you buffering? See, upload speed is absolutely fine now. Pick up the kids from school, valid duties, keep up good work, have an amazing day. Thank you so much, mate. Yeah, I get away from dad duties today. And the lady has got it. The wife has got the daughter today. So after this, I am going to carry on and record some more footage for my freeware videos, which is fantastic. Thanks for coming in, Rob. I hope you've enjoyed what was actually on the stream and not buffering. But before, it could have been upload speeds because it was giving me a really bad upload speed, but it's not now. Upload speeds are fine now, so I'm not too sure what it is at this point. I can only apologise. I can't do much else, guys, because I've turned the bitrate down. I don't know what else to do, really. Hopefully we don't have this trouble in the next couple of live streams, because obviously, you know, for me, I think, you know, the Vegas update for Flight Tampa's going to be something that people want to see, and such as Javietsky Designs Airport as well, that I'm going to be exploring. So I'll be a bit annoyed if it does that. This BA heading off to Shanghai 777-200. But like I said, anyone rewatching, just skip ahead. Got a lovely A350 Air India. I was lucky to see this when I went to Heathrow last year. Just going to move locations, folks, because I'm going to plot myself in the car parks next to opposite Terminal 5, and unfortunately backlit for arrivals. We're not going to see any departures. We might see them in the background. We can definitely see them taxiing over there onto 09 right. But it does mean we are going to see 09 left arrivals on this lovely A350 from Air India. Again, I've noticed the where the aircraft are touching down is completely off. Nice flare. No reverse thrusts. We have got spoilers. So that's the other thing I do like about this sort of solution, this live tracking solution, is I've noticed that the flares and the rotations of the aircraft just seems to be better than, especially FSLTL itself, just using it on its own. But I know Say Intentions and Beyond ACC are getting better. It's just the one thing that originally was terrible with the any airliners live is Beyond ATC and Say Intentions, they're getting better, but they again, all the sort of the AI traffic things aren't as great for aircraft sort of rotation and flares and the sort of the way they look like when they're landing. Most aircraft just look like they're plonking on the ground, all gears first, you know. Mach number, or not Mank because it's Mac number. Yo, do you know the way? Yeah, I do. Some of the spots, some of that website I used for my Heathrow trip when I went last year in real life, and then some of the locations, some of the spots I've done on Flight Control Spotter are also using some of those as well. The reason I like the petrol station, again, only really good for 27 left departures, is because obviously you've got a shop right there. You've also got toilets as well. So you've got a shop for any snacks. You've got your toilets if you need the loo. And it's a pretty good spot. And you're genuinely left alone as well. But yeah, I do know that website. Very, very useful. There's quite a lot of spots around Heathrow where they have been completely X'd out on the website as well. So, you know, the community, you know, give updates and say, you know, yeah, that's not being used anymore, or you can't go there because you know, you get moved on and stuff like that. This A319 with British Airways is actually from Aberdeen. It departed 1 hour 17 minutes ago. But yeah, as I said a few times, the combination of PSXT, RealTraffic, it's not, you know, it's got its flaws. As you know, it's quite a. There we go. Don't know what happened there. The movements again. The only thing that I like is that you don't find some of them weird overflies of the airport, and for the most part, it's okay. It's all right. But again, it's not perfect. Like I said, I mean, say intentions about the ATC, you know, their programs aren't, you know, they're not supposed to be all about the AI traffic. It's about the ATC side of things and stuff like that, flight planning. You know, the AI traffic is just, you know, an added extra. But this isn't supposed to be a solution for those. You're not going to be able to do any real flying using these programs. And again, it's a subscription-based thing as well. So I just can't fully recommend it. I think it's great fun to see what's going on in an airport as it's going on. You know, yeah, some people might be live streaming, especially from Heathrow. But to see it injected into the sim when it's working, it's good. It's good. Say Aer Lingus is actually from Cork. Flight time around 1 hour and 9 minutes. Like I say, guys, I've got a flight radar there at the bottom of the screen, just giving us some information. This BA 777-200s from Bangalore. Flight time of 11 hours. It's been our longest so far on the stream. Registration Golf Yankee Mike Papa. Again, that's another thing. Liveries, aircraft registrations, they won't match up on this program. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Again, and I've noticed these guys are coming down far too early. On 09 left. The resource message is purely because I'm zooming in, guys. I get it in most airports. I don't know what happened there. That's going in the outtakes. I don't even know what I was going to say, to be honest. Completely missed it on that one. I think everything's just thrown me off today. It really has. So Lufthansa City, they still don't have a proper tag on flight radar for some reason. But we do have a Lufthansa City A320 coming in from Munich. Flight time of 1 hour 36. And as you can see right now on flight radar, that has just sort of made its way over the threshold and about to touch down. On screen here, you can see it's yeah, it's not just there yet, and you can see the movements. Look at that. This is all being injected by users with obviously ADS-B tracking, and you know, that's another thing as well. You are paying a subscription for potentially not having any data, so there might be an airport that you want to go to and there's nothing there. So that's why I'm saying, if you are looking into something like this and you find it interesting, you do want to pay the monthly subscription, get the 24-day license first. It's going to cost you about six quid anyway for that 24-day license. There's no free trial, unfortunately. But you know, with that 24-day license, you're able to, you know, have a good look at it and see whether it is for you. Now, there is that Norwegian, I think. It is being injected into the sim. You can't see it, but that is the Norwegian 737 MAX 8. Which is pretty cool. Sometimes as well, you can actually look off in the distance. If you've got a big enough zoom, you can actually see some of the arriving aircraft. Last night there was an Emirates coming in from the north, and we could zoom in on it and see it. It was pretty cool. And then we've got another row of aircraft. Another British Airways, other airliners. We have actually got a Virgin A330neo, which again might be depicted by a 330. It could also be depicted by a 350. It was before. For some reason, FSLTL's got a better range, but it seems to be messing up. It's been messing up today, showing 767s as 757s, which they definitely do have 767 models, so I'm not completely sure. Can see, obviously, again, you need it as well. I'm pretty certain beyond ATC, FSLTL, Just Flight Traffic, I'm pretty sure they actually do get pushed back by a tow truck and everything. Pushback car, pushback truck. I'm pretty certain they do. And another thing is the aircraft on this program as well, they don't actually, the jet bridges don't connect. There we go. You can see one being pushed back, but they're not actually connected up to any of the gates. So the jet bridges don't connect to these aircraft at all. They're just at the gates. It looks pretty cool. It makes the airports look really alive and, you know, full of aircraft. But I know that the other AI traffics, which again, those other AI traffic programs, they're gonna allow you to fly properly. You know, the ATC is gonna take into account if you're, you know, you need to intersect a taxiway, and it's going to tell those other aircraft about that. This program ain't going to do that. It's not. They're not going to do that. Eurowings A320 Neo, A321 rather, from Dusseldorf. Only 1 hour. Really? It also... yeah, I mean, it's not that far, but... it also went into a hold as well, just east of Heathrow. But yeah, anyone re-watching, guys, any buffering that you see, just skip through it if you're interested and have a little watch. But honestly, guys, anyone watching, I do apologise if the buffering's been a pain, because it's been a pain for me. I'm not too sure why if that was happening. I have my bitrate. I can't talk today. I have my bitrate up quite high. I've lowered it. But yeah. Still seems to be a bit of an issue, actually. This A320 is from Lisbon. Departed 2 hours, 24 minutes ago. Golf Tango Tango November Oscar on the reg. Might move down a bit more. Stutterfest. This is what it was like yesterday. I was like, what's going on? This Heathrow wasn't actually this bad. I mean, it wasn't silky smooth by any means, but it definitely wasn't this bad. Just need to check something, folks. Bear with me. Aer Lingus just arrived. Is from Dublin. 59 minutes ago, so that's been one of our shortest flights on the stream. Let's have a little look at this. This A330 Neo actually depicted by an A350 again. It's just quite interesting because they could just use an A330, I guess, but I am tempted to have a little mess with I'm going to stick it back to just flight. So I'm going to have to turn PSXT off. I'm going to turn it back to just flight to basically prioritize just flight models, which I do have installed. I have FSLTL and just flight models. So I'm going to tell PSXT to prioritize just flight models before FSLTL and see what happens there. Hopefully we do get an opportunity to see if it's going to work. The noise that you hear is actually just the traffic. You can see, look, see the weird movement. You can also see that the touchdown zone has got a bit better as well. So that's I'm gonna double check on that. That A320 was from Madrid. I'd also like to look and see if what happened with that A330. Let's have a little look. See, now it's an A330. It's an A330 300, but it's not a Neo, which is fine. I don't think they have Neos on there, but it is an A330 now, so that's interesting. What I'd like to see is if the Delta and United 767s are injected as well. We do have a Logan Air 8 ATR, so this is quite funny to see the ATRs at Heathrow since Logan Air started doing it. And also look at the touchdown spots as well to see how that's been improved and see if they are actually using a bit more of the runway like they should do. Sorry folks, I am just looking at something on my So currently, apologies guys. Aerodessa, hello, good to see you, mate. Yeah, it's been a bit of a a poo show, to say it nicely. Lots of buffering, and I don't know why, just buffering. I think at first my upload speeds were really low. They seem to be improving, so buffering seems to be a bit better, but yeah, touchdown location doesn't seem to be sort of any better, but we've definitely got A330s now. But I'm okay, mate. Good to see you. I'll be live for another 40 minutes or so, guys, and then I'm actually going to be on the computer for the rest of the day, because I have started getting through some of this footage for my freeware videos. It's going to take some time to edit them together in the way that I'd like to, and the way that you guys are used to, but there is an episode 1 that was filmed last year. There is an episode 2, 3, 4, 5 as well that I've actually got near enough done. They all just need to be edited together. Here is the lovely Airbus A220 Air France. I have one behind me. Don't know if you can see it. It's my only Gemini Jets model. Lovely aircraft. I can't wait till these are in the sim. Hey, some soldiers, good to see you. Here we go, and the reverse thrusters came out on those as well. Lovely aircraft. Had a lot on today, mate, tell me about it. But do you know what? I can't wait to get through these, filming more footage for these freeware videos, because the idea is, folks, is that in a week or two, hopefully, depending on how my editing goes, I'm going to be able to give you guys possibly a new video every 2 weeks. I'd like to space them out, because I don't want to just give you a new video. I could do it every week, I guess, and that fills in a month or so, but maybe just a bit more spaced out. But yeah, some freeware videos exploring some fantastic freeware airports for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And the first episode was well received, so hopefully these... I've scaled them back a bit. The first episode, I think, was nearly 50 minutes long. So I've scaled them back, so there's not much talking. Can't beat a day of editing. Yeah, mate, I will be. It'll be a couple of days of editing. I think it's probably going to be another day, or maybe day or so, recording the footage that I need. And then the editing's going to be over a couple of days for sure. I've got to edit up 4 videos. But like I said, there's less talking in them. I've also put some before and after shots in as well to show you the default airport and then the airport once the freeware is installed, like I used to. Not as many as I used to do. But after seeing the first episode was well received, but after seeing the length of it, I thought, you know what, scale that down a bit, make it a bit shorter. I'm hoping it still hits near enough the sort of the 10-minute mark, don't get me wrong, but not as long as the first episode. I think I went on a bit too much about each airport. I think generally with the freeware airports, people want to have a look at it, see how much it's changed, see what it's like, but, you know, they don't need the history of the airports and how big the runways are and stuff like that. Or at least, I don't think they do. I think the worry right now is that people might be like, oh, the first episode had a bit more info in it. We'll see. We'll see. This American Airlines 777-200 from LAX departed 9 hours, nearly 10 hours ago. Again, touchdown's a bit short of the mark. With these Just Flight models, we are getting the reverse thruster animations as well, which is great. But again, I am curious to see. There we go. We actually have a United 767 heading off to New York. Now let's go and see what aircraft. It is a 767. So Just Flight do have them. I didn't think they wouldn't have, but that is definitely a 767, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I don't know what. I think on a past live stream I did this. There was something that was supposed to be a 767 and it wasn't. Interesting. I was saying that the FSLTL did have them, but for some reason before, FSLTL was substituting 767s for 757s. Mike, I'm okay, mate. The stream has been a bit glitchy and buffering. So, oh, look at the 777 there, just using the grass taxiway. This again, another downside to the program. Here is a lovely. It's a WestJet 787-9. From Calgary, departed 8 hours and 15 minutes ago. The Just Flight models are lovely as well. They are a bit more taxing, unfortunately, but yeah. Mike, I'm okay, mate. How are you? Good to see you. As I say, stream has been a bit buffery, but it is what it is, mate. I can't really do much about it. As I say, this type of live stream isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I have got more proper videos coming soon. I also did, guys. Yeah, a bit of a shame on the Azerbaijan. It's a bit too late in the day. Plus, do you know what? If it was a bit earlier on, I'd come and see it. It's still a rare livery at Liverpool, and you know, even if it is A320, it will still be a great catch at Liverpool. It's just there's no. It's going to be crap for any videos and pictures, so not really too rushed to get down there to see it. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame, yeah. And it's going straight after the game as well, so it's not like it'll be departing the next day. On the way in is another Dreamliner 787-9 from Mumbai. It's a British Airways. Golf Zulu Bravo Kilo Delta. Just in front of that, just landed A321 Neo from Barcelona. Golf November Echo Oscar Romeo. That one departed just under 2 hours ago, and that is also heading off the runway. There he goes. Again, I don't think the Just Flight models interfere with where the aircraft is going. It's purely based on the tracking. One thing I did want to say, guys, is I was on TikTok and I was watching the thumbnails. I was just watching thumbnails. That's what I do. That's how I get down. I was watching Thumb Soldiers showing off some of the bits. That was exactly how it sounded. They were showing off their bits, showing off their products. And I did a bit of a video, I think it was a YouTube short. But what I do want to do is, again, those guys are on my my overlay there, as you can see. Some soldiers. It is linked. They've been linked in my video description for months and months now. And I will show you in a second why I love to use them. On the approach in is a United in real life, it was actually United using the old Continental tile, which is so much nicer than the new United livery, in my opinion. But it's a 787-9 from LAX, departed 9.5 hours ago. Again, this most likely won't be the Continental tail, but if it is, that's cool. Also, as well, I didn't know there was a castle on the way into Heathrow. I need to find out what that castle is, because I didn't know. I've never been to Heathrow. We do love showing our bits off, yeah. I know. I messed up there. But you were showing your bits off, like, you know. And I will show your bits off on my stream in a second. Yeah, that's the old. That's the newer livery, the boring one. But yeah, I didn't know there was a castle. As I say, I haven't flew into Heathrow, but I will be changing that. I fully intend, depending on my financial situation, I fully intend to get a coach to Manchester. Probably solo trip, I don't know. Coach to Manchester early on. Get the BA shuttle from Manchester to Heathrow. Get off at Terminal 5. And do some plane spotting, and then get one of the later BA shuttles back to Manchester. That is one on my list for 2026. Absolutely. Another thing that's on my list for 2026 is getting to the Aviation Society Fair at Manchester Viewing Field. So Manchester Viewing Field, 27th to the 28th of June, I believe. Can't wait for that. So, on here are some of the Thumb Soldiers bits. Comes in a lovely pouch. Now they do an actual hard shell sort of case on with their products. I don't know, do they come in the hard, do you pay extra for the hard shell case, or does it come as standard now? Because it's a lovely case, lovely, like a hard pouch, and they come in inside that. It's a grey one. Now, let me show you this. Because, although it's not a full demonstration, this is the knuckle. I think that's what they call the knuckle. The knuckle, interlocking knuckle. And for me, on Flight Simulation, you can basically use the navigation sticks for me, camera movement for the drone camera movement, or the longer sticks for actually controlling the aircraft. Now, I think using the combination of the navigation stick with the longer sticks is good, because what you can do is you can set the longer stick up, and this is what you do, guys. Sorry for how bad my my controller is, but you literally, you know, it's the shape of the thumb, the thumbstick. You just put it in, and then it wraps around. Sorry, you do it that way instead. Bear with us. This is a great demonstration, by the way. It's the other way round. Sorry, guys. So what you do is, this bit is where you're going to lock the joystick in, or the thumb soldier. You just literally put it across the top, and then the knuckle. You'll see the screen moving about, because look at me going for it. I should have put it on the other one, shouldn't I? Oh no, that's going to take us back and forth. You put the knuckle on, and it locks in place. You're going to pause the game as well, because why not? So when that knuckle gets locked into place, it is such an amazing locking system. You literally just, it's a key. It's like a key. You put it in, you turn it, and yeah, it does look insanely massive. Why have I gone back to... Oh yeah, I've gone back to my avatar. But this, I think, is useful for throttle. But in all honesty, I use the combination. Not the combination, I use the navigation sticks. The reason why I use the navigation sticks is because they are good for looking at the floor. The reason I use the navigation sticks is because I used to fly a drone quite regularly before things just started getting silly with regulations and just just people in general, their sort of philosophy on drones. But as you can see, both the knuckles are in place there. And then, same with these. These are tiny. Look at them. But again, you just lock them in place, and they turn, and they're just so. They're gonna protect you. They're gonna protect your thumbsticks as well. But they're very akin to drone joysticks on drone controllers. That's why I like them. I'm moving the camera. At first, you think it's gonna. You almost think it's going to be a bit of a learning process, like a learning curve, but it's not. Even if you've not actually used a drone, it's funny how your fingers adapt to them. Sorry, I'm just going back to the drone mode. That's all. Yeah, these, as I say, they are gonna protect your thumbsticks, but when you start using them to control the camera, because as you guys know, obviously I'm using the camera controls quite a lot. I'm using them. I don't know why everything's slowed down. Oh, we're buffering again. We're buffering again. I apologize, guys. I don't know why it's buffering. My upload speeds have gone back to normal. At first, at the start of the stream, we had loads of buffering, but my upload speeds have gone back to normal now. I'm not too sure why. But yeah, for some reason, even if you don't fly, you've never flown a drone, these sticks feel really natural. And you can still use these to fly the aircraft as well if you are using a control. Why have we got an A340 over there? What's going on? Okay, so that's supposed to be an A330 Neo. Okay, so that's A3. What's going on? It's good to see the A340 Virgin back in use. Wow, that takes me back. Okay, fair enough. Where do you go, mate? Where are you going? Yeah, that's the upload speeds are fine again. Afternoon, just tuned in asking about Castle. That's Windsor. Is it Windsor Castle? I didn't know it was that close. Sorry, I haven't flew into Heathrow, but never mind. I should know that's Windsor Castle. I actually didn't know it was that close to Heathrow. So, could buy the case itself, but it comes bundled with the bundle kit. Nice. I can't go to Task Fair at my concert on Saturday night. Oh, gutted, mate. I'm gutted. That's no good. Standard joke is American tourists ask, gee, why did you build a castle so close to the airport? I can't imagine flying in a plane with a control. I use a hostess. Jason, I personally used to use the old Cytec. It's literally right down there. At the sides, I had the throttle and the yoke and the panel. It's no good anymore. It's just so plasticky. It moves about loads. It's no good. I don't generally fly airliners. I've literally got the wind wing panel. The wind wing air minor right there. Lovely stick, really is. But I fly GA a lot. And I really need a good yoke. I need a good yoke and throttle system, something like the honeycomb setup. I need a proper general aviation setup. Right now, because we're on a live stream. Usually, I would use a bit of a combination. For when I'm doing any flying, I try to use the side stick, but again, it just feels so less authentic when I'm using a side stick in a Cessna or a Piper. When I'm in the Vision Jet, it's actually pretty cool. But again, I need pedals as well. I feel it's horrible not having actual rudder pedals and a throttle quadrant here. So another 2026 hope is that I'm able to somehow fund a general aviation desktop setup, because I need a proper yoke, man, especially with VR as well. Having a proper yoke, so I can definitely sit there and use the yoke. I can reach out and actually feel the throttle quadrant and be able to use it. But using the Xbox controller for creating cinematic cameras, or using it in a showcase camera on streams like this, again, also my streams are generally looking around airports and stuff like that, so using the Xbox controller is just a lot easier to do that. I use the X56, not the best, but it works. I have a lot of mappable buttons. If I have to replace it, those Moser controls are looking, yeah, they do. See, Moser, the even Honeycomb, just, you know, I don't know if you saw the old, it's like Logitech SciTech yoke. It's so plasticky, it feels like a toy. I mean, I could get it out, but again, it's taken a, mind you, I'm not using this screen now, I'm using the bigger screen, so possibly getting a yoke system on here will be a bit more beneficial. Hopefully 2026 allows me to get some kind of general aviation setup going. I have no use to set up an A320 desktop situation, even though I've got most things for it, which is a bit of a shame. We'll see. Obviously, you know, a few companies have sent me bits and bobs. I've got a mini landing ECAM panel. I've got an overhead panel. I've got the wing control Airbus panel, the wing control stick. You know, it is on my agenda. There's a couple of things on my 2026 agenda that I'd like to do, both on the sim and in real life. But the channel, like I said, is going to be mostly for people who want to see airports and scenery. I fully intend to help some of my developer buddies who I've helped in the past with aircraft trailers and cinematics, as or Polly, for example, Bluebird Simulations, hopefully with another 757 trailer soon. But in terms of me making videos and live streams, it's mostly going to be airport sceneries and freeware stuff. That's where the channel started. I'd like to get back to doing that. I've said this quite a lot on live streams and videos. That's where the channel started, with me doing before and after comparisons, airport reviews. And yeah, again, I'm not the one to live stream an aircraft. There's a lot of other guys who are doing aircraft streams and reviews a lot better than me. You guys want to buy an aircraft and see if it's the right one for you and whether it'll be a good purchase. Then, you know, other channels do it so much better. But yeah, that's where the channel will head. Yeah, I never flew airliners at most. Exactly. So I want to get. Hey, look at him side. Look at him doing a little bit of a drift. Yeah, the biggest I'm doing right now is I want to get more into doing, just for a bit more of a longer flight, would be the PC-24. Now that it's a bit nicer. I think the Citation X is a bit too big and old for me. Too many dials and things to look at. I think my next aircraft, I feel confident in the Vision Jet. Not amazing, but I'd like to start looking at the PC-24 and doing some longer flights with that, because it's in a bit better a state now, the PC-24, than it used to be. It used to be absolutely terrible. The PC, we've got a Swiss A22300. Lovely aircraft, love the A220. Like a mini A350. Yeah, the PC-12 and the PC-24 apparently in terms of the cockpit and actually flying the aircraft isn't so different. I'm pretty certain if you can fly a PC-12, you wouldn't be far off doing the PC-24. But because I mostly just do general aviation, VFR flying, couple of bush flights as well, I want to look at something a bit more longer range than the Vision Jet. And also the Vision Jet, it's a funny looking plane. I just feel like flying the PC-24. It looks like a little biz jet. It looks more like one of the Phenoms, doesn't it? So I'm going to dive into that soon. I might even do that today before I start recording after the stream, and maybe do a little flight in the PC-24, see if I can do some ILSs in it and get the autopilot working and have a little look at it. Hey, look at that. A350 1000, I think, with British Airways. Where's he heading off to? He's already making the turn. He's off to Philadelphia, there we go. And you should see him making that right-hand bank. This is what I also like about this program, is that they do take the correct routings out. Because, again, it's being tracked on ADS-B and, obviously, Flight Radar 24. So it should... There you go. It's not the nicest bank. It's almost like he's... That's better. Look at that. Love to see it. Right in the sun as well. And then that United 767 that we saw before has actually just started its roll. Well, it's already gone. Is that it there? There's no way it's that behind. What's this? What are you? Okay, yeah. Are you supposed to be that A319? Don't have me on. No, there's actually two United 767s. I've already missed it. There we go. Yeah, the Phenom. Someone does the Phenom 100, don't they? Might be worth having a look at that, you know. Yeah, the Honda Jet, obviously, Flight FX. No, is it Flight FX that do the Honda Jet? I think it is. I used to have that in 2020, but I don't know if it works in 2024, yeah? What I might do, just for the last bit of the stream, guys, is I'm just going to flick this back onto FSLTL models. Because I was certain that FSLTL had more models, variety on them. And I don't think I saw their models being substituted. Phenom as Coxbear, see, yeah, their stuff, I love their stuff, but I didn't hear great things about the Phenom 100. Didn't someone else do the Phenom? Someone else, or there is another one coming out. So this should be just flight models, sorry, FSLTL. Generally, the reverse thrusters don't come out, and everything's a bit more jaggedy, you know, a bit more polygons involved. But I am curious to see if that 767 over there is actually a 767. Let's have a little look. I'll have to have a look at the Phenom because, yeah, that might be a tiny bit better than the PC-24, but I still want to have a look at it. It's a bit bigger as well. It's just a shame I can't get more into the Citation X because it handles so nicely, the Citation X. The Citation X is so nice. I did a little VR landing into Liverpool with the Citation X recently, and it's just so nice. So nice. Not everything's injected there either. Yeah, there's definitely someone else is working on a Phenom, but I can't place my finger on who it is. It might even be a Phenom 300. In fact, it might be one of the bigger developers, you know. Everything's still injected. The movements are still on 09 right departures, and then 09 left for arrivals. I must admit the tracking hasn't been great at Heathrow today on the ground. Everything seems to just be a tiny bit off. And we're buffering again. I don't know what's going on, man. I really don't. Upload speed is 77 megabytes, and that I don't. You only need about 10 to 15 for streaming, I believe. Citation X is nice indeed. Definitely an older. Yeah. It is. I just wouldn't have. I wouldn't have the knowledge just to dive into the Citation X. I can land it and, you know, get the flaps down and all that. Yeah. So that is a 767, but for some reason it was substituting the 767s before for 757s. Lovely Air India 777 there as well. I'm going to have a little look. I know that's PC24 a bit different, but I do want to kind of have. I like having generally. I love doing general aviation flying. I definitely wouldn't start flying airliners in the sim. I'd love to be able to just sit there for a while and learn how to fly an A320. I just don't have the time anymore. Back before we had our daughter and things were a bit less hectic, you know, I was uploading every day. I learned myself how to fly the 737 Zebo mod and X-Plane 11. I had all that time. I just don't now, and it's a shame, but I feel like I'm lucky being able to get these live streams in and do any kind of videos for you guys, because right now sorry guys, I get distracted. That's all. Yeah, I'm surprised I'm able to get anything done really. These live streams have been a help to the channel, but again, I'm really, I've said it before, I'm not really in it now for the views and growing the channel. I've done all that. I don't like doing it. It's really not me. Love the Citation X. Agree, it flies very well with the Citation. It was a bit more reliable. A couple bugs for my liking. Yeah, even the little Citations, the CJ3s. I've really been terrible with me live commentary today, guys. I really apologise. I think just the multitude of buffering and just stableness of the live streams being has put me off today. So I do apologise. But yeah, I'm gonna have a little look at the PC24 now that it's you know, it's at least flyable in the sim. And like I said, I'm gonna carry on getting these freeware episodes filmed, because I've got a lot of footage there. I only need to edit them together. Editing process is gonna take a while. There's 4 videos to do. Last night I finished recording the footage for episode 3. Episode 4 and 5 hopefully in the next 2 days, and then I can start editing. But I love why is it buffering again? And it's just the buffering isn't as long, but it's still absolutely dreadful. I apologize, guys. I don't know what's going on. Worst thing is, it says excellent stream. excellent stream health. So why is it telling me that? But like, you're literally buffering oh man, you know when you just think this is why people just stop streams early, or they just stop streams anyway, because just the reliability. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I don't know if it's the combination of this program, but I have live streamed this program on 2 separate occasions and it's been absolutely fine. Earlier on the buffering was a lot worse, but the upload speed just seems to be up and down today. Yeah. Do you know what I might do? Do you know what I might do? Yeah, Aerodessa, that's weird, because I'm pretty sure I rewound the stream earlier and it definitely was buffering on my phone. So that's interesting that you say that. It would have buffered then because I pulled the Ethernet port out just to see if I could give it a kick up the arse, but I won't be live for much longer anyway, guys. Like I say, I'm going to try and have a little bit of a fiddle round in the PC24, and then for the rest of the day, I shall be getting more footage. Ideal scenario for me today would be to end the day on getting all the footage I need for the last 2 freeware episodes, because I am looking to get I think maybe a fortnightly upload going for the next 2 months or so, and release a freeware episode every fortnight. I've gone silent. Can you still hear me on the live stream though? But yeah, so the idea is, guys, over a couple of in the next couple of weeks, because I still need to edit the videos together, but there's gonna hopefully be a fortnightly release of a freeware episode 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, episode 2, let me think. So I've got episode 2 is airports, episode 3 is bush airstrips, all freeware of course, episode 4 back to the airport, and then episode 5 is even more bush airstrips. And obviously the idea would just be carrying on endlessly, ideal episode 20, 30, but for now, yeah, every fortnight a new freeware episode, because the channel has been suffering from the lack of pre-recorded stuff, which again, I apologise. It is a lot easier to do. I say it's a lot easier to do streams, because it's not. They throw up all manner of problems, as we can see today. But in terms of doing them, to set the stream up, get the thumbnail, and then just have YouTube make it available as a video is just a lot easier than doing a pre-recorded video. I have to be on my computer at my desk for a long time to do any kind of pre-recorded stuff. But and as I say, when I'm doing pre-recorded stuff, the quality that I usually put out has to be the same. I can't have it any worse or whatever. This 787-9 with Virgin from Vegas departed 9 hours ago, and is currently coming down onto runway 09 left to Heathrow. As I say, it's been a bit of a bouncy one, up and down. buffering, whatever. But I must admit, the only time it's stopped injecting traffic on its own, it was only once earlier on. From there, it's been me that's been turning it off and on. But yeah, if you are rewatching, just skip through the buffering. Wait, that's sped up. So yeah, that was just catching up to itself, I think. But there's been a nice flow of traffic on the stream today. But I hope everyone's doing well. I'm gonna have more videos to do with the VR. I've actually just took inspiration from Sam Ekholm's channel. Don't know if you guys know him, but he's basically the official sort of photographer, videographer for the US Air Force, and he makes some incredible videos. And he was actually just over in the United Kingdom with the Royal Air Force. He got to ride on the A400 through Wales and the Mach Loop. He got to do some ramp riding, so you know, actually strapped to the cargo ramp at the back of A400. You know, it opens mid-flight, and he's sat on the back of the ramp as it starts doing some low-level flying through Wales. It was incredible. So I took inspiration and said, well, the next best thing would, well, at least the closest thing I can imagine would be to do it in virtual reality. So I recorded the flight the best I could, an A400 on the simulator through Mach Loop, and I actually used a replay tool, and yeah, I put the Pimax crystal on and sat virtually on the back of the ramp of the A400 and watched the countryside of Wales go past me, and it was cool, obviously, you know. But yeah, I did it. I'll release that as a little YouTube short and a social media reel, because it was pretty fun. I'm never going to be able to do that in real life, not like him, but it was fun. It was fun. We've actually got a British Airways 777-200 from Abuja. From there, departed nearly 6 hours ago. Golf Victor India Charlie. Behind that, which we will actually end the stream on, because I think my mental capacity today has gone. I need to save it, do a bit of flying, and get these rest of these freeware videos recorded and start editing them up for you guys, because I do love to share my freeware discoveries. And while most of you guys might have seen most of them, you might not have seen one of them, and that's what counts. So if I can share at least one freeware with you and you discover it and you think, wow, that's good, I'll take that. So that'll be good. We've got a LATAM 777, something I don't think I've seen when I was at Heathrow, but this is a 300, and again, this is where we'll end the live stream, virtual plane spotting. I might not do any more. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably just let this subscription run its course. But yeah, we'll end on this LATAM 777 from Sao Paulo. 10 hours and 40 minutes ago it departed. But yeah, enjoying being on the sim at the minute. Need to do more flying though. But yesterday I was one of my later nights. I used to stay up so late recording videos, sometimes 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Even when we had our daughter, I used to stay up and record videos. Last night I was up till 2 in the morning, which has been one of my latest ones, but I managed to get, as I say, the third episode footage recorded. So, and I do love looking around the airports, just in the sim. I know it's for flying, I get that, but for that. I know the sim's for flying, but you know when you start exploring the world, and you know not everything's perfect. You know, photogrammetry is absolutely terrible sometimes, and you know, but going around some like freeware and first party airports and seeing how they are, you know, how they look, and looking at the history of them on the internet, and yeah, I was getting some nostalgia feels from sort of the early days of the channel, and thinking, you know, God, am I ever going to be able to go to some of these airports? We'll see. But yeah, no, apart from the issues and just me being a bit off today, it's been enjoyable. We are actually going to end the stream on this 777 Saudia. It's not going to be in the lovely retro livery, I can't imagine, but we will end on that one actually, because I want to see that one. This BA A320 from Warsaw, being to Warsaw. This one's coming in after a 2-hour 20-minute flight. I enjoyed Warsaw. Warsaw was nice. So if you join the stream a bit later on, thank you so much. Please do leave it a like. If you'd be watching any of this, everything's linked in the description below. But basically, this is most likely going to be the last time I'm going to be doing virtual plane spotting on the channel. Well, not on the channel, but at least using this kind of setup. This is PSXT with RealTraffic. RealTraffic is a paid subscription service. You can get a 24-day trial, which 24-day paid trial, about £6, something like that. I would recommend, if you are interested in like real-time injector traffic, do that first. If you like it, then by all means go ahead and pay monthly for it. But for me, I think that's where sort of my journey with this ends. I think, yeah, I don't think I'll be doing any more with it. What I might do is have a look at more of Beyond ATC AI traffic and see how far that's come, because I haven't used it in a while. That 777 coming down far too early. Not in the lovely retro scheme, in the newer scheme. Cheers there, Odessa. I appreciate it, but thanks for your time. Thanks for coming in. I'll speak to you on Discord, mate. We do actually have a Emirates A380 on the way in, but I will call it a day on that. We might be able to even see it off in the background there, possibly. No, it's not coming to frame yet, but we will end it there, guys. We're gonna go off, and I'm gonna get a drink, and yeah, get a hot drink. Still trying to get over this bit of man flu, but yeah. Is that another? He's in the wrong position. He's coming in on the wrong runway. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get a hot drink, folks. And yeah, catch you later, buddy. Until next time, cheers. I really appreciate it. Thanks for popping by, everyone, and sort of staying while all the lovely issues and gremlins were on once again. Anyway, I'm off skis. I'll see you again soon.